Yep, Argo.
Attention grid, we're all not.
Hello and welcome everybody, GPVWC once again. This is actually a test event, so don't count this quite as a normal broadcast or normal skill set or normal grid, anything like that. That's why you can see just basic cars testing our ITC mod, which is coming up after the summer break. So these drivers are trying it out and giving us a bit of feedback, let us know what's going on, but we thought we'd bring you the pictures, let you know what's possibly happening, what mods there, because there's still sign-ups haven't even started yet in this weekend. So if you like what you see from this, you might be just joining race 1 now. We've got Adrian Holmes out there on the grid, and we're going to start off any second now for the lovely 11-lap race that we've got going ahead here. First of 3 races we're going to see tonight. I won't necessarily be here all night for you, but we're off for race 1, and you can see there that Bart de Vos has had a great jump and put himself into the lead there. Yes, there is an awful lot of blue BMWs, and I will get mixed up. So in fact, we actually have Fournier jump there with Chris Shepherd and Adrian Holm first corner. So Adrian Holm dropped off the first off the line there. You can see BMW seemingly a very popular choice from all those blue ones there, which is lovely. David Fider being the exception there in the Civic, sat in 4th, coming under immense pressure though from Limburg in 5th. Oh, there's a little tap there. You will find that a little bit with this ITC, and of course this isn't being a test race and the mod only being out this week. has meant that the drivers barely had any time to test with these cars or the track. It's more for our benefit, so you may see a little bit of rough and tumble. That won't be necessarily the standards here. You will also see people necessarily be happy with the cars. They haven't necessarily done brilliant setups. This isn't necessarily the normal standard. Like you can see the massive spin there from Holm, getting not ugly and tail happy with his rear wheel drive BMW there, and has now been caught up by Fiduk. In fact, I'm amazed that he managed to keep that out of the wall completely, but that Holm is actually our last year's champion with the Enterprise team there, so he is by no means an unskilled driver in the cars. Wasn't in the BMW last year though, so I'm trying something a little bit different. See down there as well, we have Niels Brugman there in the Chevrolet. He's in 5th in the yellow car there for you. There's an awful lot of BMWs. You can see Lindbergh and Morby. You've got Olsen then in a Civic, with Mason as well following him. The one that is a little bit of an exception, Matthew Allington there in his own livery that he has managed to put in time. Somebody an awful lot of time in his hand, Toyota, but he's managed to get a lovely livery there, so impressive stuff. When we have the real season, teams will obviously have their own liveries, and you will work 2s. You've then got Tristan Potters also in the Civic, you've got Ed Williams in the Civic behind, Bart DeVos in the he's in the Chevrolet. You've got Bruno Ferreira also in the BMW, the Civic of Fabian Rudy, and Brett Metcalf in in Toyota about there as well. Quite a mix, an awful lot of BMWs, but we did see the BMW is actually the only rear-wheel drive one in the field this year, so that might be why an awful lot decided to try that one out, see how it goes. And quite popular. We've seen there Chris Shepherd take the lead from Fournier, so they're now battling like mad at the very front there. Yes, it is a blue car against a blue car. There's nothing to distinguish the two, but I promise you that is Shepherd and Fournier, first and second there. This is around the Estoril circuit. We didn't even tell you that. This won't be on the calendar, and the calendar is released this weekend for everybody, along with sign-up applications. All that can be found on the GPVWC website or forum, and I'm sure it'll be all over our social as well, whilst we're in our 4-week summer break currently. I believe the start of August, I believe this starts about the 3rd or 4th. We race on Thursdays, alternate to Super League. So if you're liking this so far and you think I like touring cars, I didn't know GPVWC does this sort of thing, well, we do. And it normally is some great racing, even across 11 laps. Weight ballast for 6 or ballast for that. The top 5 in the standings, but obviously there isn't the standings at the moment, so everyone's got the same this first race, but come the second race they will have weight, and we have reverse grids and all that get through as the evening progresses. But for now, let's look at this Shepherd there, getting very, very loose coming out of turn 1 there, and is now under immense pressure into 2. He looked like he's just settled though, although he's going a bit wide, so nearly 3 wide in turn 3, and he's outbraked and managed to keep him at bay for now. But those 3 at the top there, Shepherd, Fournier and Holm, all in the BMW, starting to pull away a little bit from Fiduk, who's back. But 2 seconds is absolutely nothing in these cars, with a little bit of a mistake and a little bit of rough and tumble at times. These guys, he is under pressure still from Niels Brugman though. You may recognise some of these names from other series we've got running at the moment, like Chris runs Super Cup. We've got Fournier also, Super Cup and Super League driver at times. Adrian Hambach, like I say, last year's champion. David Fiduk, double Super League world champion. Niels Brugman won the Super Cup last year as team champion. Jen Lindbergh, multiple race winner, I believe. Definitely Super Cup and FC. Olsen as well, he's very much an independent series specialist there as well. Even all the way down, we've got Bob Mason, who's been head of DC before, but was there. Ed Williams returning, nice to see him. Tristan Potters also raced this last year. Bart DeVos down there, still in 11th. He won this series with Adrian Holm last year. And he saying that going over a curb and 2 wheels off the racing surface there won't help him at all, but he's still trying to get a good drag on Tristan down there in. Bearing in mind I can't see what you've got on screen, so apologies, but we are now looking at Fournier and Holm. There's a great run into turn 1 there. Holm might well have him. We can keep that in. He's on the inside line, but no tucks in just behind in time. It's not really the place to overtake. He could have got the drive into 2, but does a little tap. Fournier putting his car in exactly the right place there. stop anyone getting past. Whilst these two are battling, Shepherd's getting a little bit of respite. He's only still half a second up the road and locks his wheel there into that one and right back up again. These three look like they're going to be the potentially at the moment pulling away from Friday. Friday's now 3 seconds behind, so these three look at battling for all BMW podium potentially, even at this stage. But we've still got plenty of laps to go. Great racing to come. Friday is starting to pull away a little bit from Brugman in 4th and 5th. We may find, of course, because these guys haven't had a lot of testing, we may find that they're not really quite on the edge yet, so not everyone's caught up, and there might be some reasonably big gaps for this event. But you think they might get a little bit more impressive as they go on. We did have a super pole to get us grid as well. That would also be happening in the main season, so that's going to be quite exciting to see. You always see a few people. We saw even today, I think it's about 4 drivers didn't manage to do the lap or did the legal lap, and so didn't set a time. If you do that and you're in types challenge, you're in some real trouble. Find it again, some real air coming out of that turn. Both front wheels off the ground. But if we're back up at the front again, still 1, 2 and 3 with Fournier and Holm. Shepherd last year drove this and did some really good races. I can't remember off the top of my head if he got a win, but he definitely led an awful lot of races and probably should have had a lot more wins, but did seem to find himself getting into a bit of trouble. I think that's probably fair to say, but he has improved an awful lot over the past 6 months, so that might be a very different situation this year for him. He could be a genuine title contender, and based on this so far, it really could be. All nose astern going into there, into turn 1. Who else have we got that's close and battling? We've got Allington coming up on 12th and 13th. He's just coming up, slipstreaming and coming out the slipstream into turn 1, potentially on Bruno Pereira. Looking a little bit further back than he needs to be, and yet indeed chopped behind, but they're both now caught up. Tristan Potts, who had a real poor first corner there, right on his again. He's now trying to get away, and he's got quite wide there. That's quite a good line. Nearly, Pereira takes a bit of a dive and touches him actually, and makes Tristan Potts go wide. He's still got it though because he's on the inside for the next corner, and this is a long left-hander. He should be absolutely fine coming out of there though. But they will have potentially the drive on him in that BMW with that planted power. It is more of a track, Estoril, suited to the rear-wheel drive. We saw that last year, so it might not. And the season calendar normally, if last year was anything to go by, had a good mix where half the tracks were rear-wheel drive, sort of specialist tracks, half were front-wheel drive, so it made the season closely. I'm going to keep following Allington because he's right on his tail still, although I should jump in front as well I suppose, because they are still all line astern. Oh, there's some massive air for home there. 2 wheels off the ground, but they are still all they're so close to each other, all under. You could throw a blanket over the 3 of them. Fantastic. We going back down. Who else we got? There's lots of little battles everywhere. It's so tactical with this. You got Bart de Vos right on the tail of Ed Williams. You've got Rob Mason having a bit of a lonely time, to be fair, in 8th, but nonetheless. Brett Metcalf going around not hitting the timing sheet for some reason, but he's still there. I promise you. We keep right. Let's go on to. We have got Bruno Ferreira trying to take on Potters. He's pulled out of his slipstream and then pulled back in again before the corner. Let's see, and behind them as well, Woody really taking on Allington. Looks like he might get this if he dives in, and he has. There's a little bit of touch, and then they've both gone off now. They've both gone off the track and rejoined it. I think, to be fair, he had that move done really. I think that was more, so I don't think he would necessarily have to give that back. But it was a little bit he missed maybe, but he was there. He was well in front before the corner, so they have changed position now. Allington down to 14th. We've still got 3 at the front, still pulling away. 5 second gap down to Friday now, coming up on the halfway point of the race. Now, really, that's so close at the front there. This is the battling that we saw last year, all the way through the season. Both titles went down to the final race. I'm sure it'll probably do the same this year if we keep this quality and standard of the drivers. Expect slightly bigger grids in this as well. There's 15 teams allowed in the series. That's 30 cars. We've got 16 runners and riders this time out as a test event at short notice, so that's pretty good going. Thank them all for turning up. Help us and give us a bit of feedback as to what, potentially what we could change in the mod, what might well happen. You see there, Shepherd, he pulled right along to the other side of the track just to avoid trying to get the slipstream, but the other two did follow him as well to that side of the track, so they're all still being so clever with this. Just note they're in the same car. The traction's in the same place. If they did the same thing, although that was a very poor come out of turn 1 there, and Fournier got a great drive. They do coming out there. There's not enough space to get there between turns 2 and 3. Oh, and it was a pretty poor braking from the front too. Actually, there Shepherd locked up, and Fournier braked a little too early. I don't know if he was put off by it or not, but Holmes seems to have put off a little bit there. That's great stuff to. Although they're not actually passing each other, the tactical battle here and how close they are to me is incredible. They're all trying at every corner and looking at place as to where they can possibly pass. It's absolutely awesome. Ferrero's still following Potters right on his tail. We've got Ed Williams ever so slightly catching up to Bart de Vos. In fact, that's the other way around, isn't it? Bart de Vos has passed Williams and has moved on now. Now trying to catch up Rob Mason. God, a good battle those were in for 4th, 5th and 6th as well between Friedrich, Brugman and Limburg. So that's the front 3 all within a second. Then you've got the next 3 all within a second of each other. Keep following this front battle though. Incredible. It's got Holm coming right onto the back of Fournier there. Too, which I know would be really annoying people whilst watching. That's Limburg went a little bit wide there, and they're being caught by Olsen as well. He's coming right onto the back of it. So that might end up being a four driver hunt in a minute. Right, let's go back to the front 3 while they're coming up to the first corner, because that seems to be everyone's first place to try and overtake. They've all sort of stayed line and stern this time, got the slipstream, stayed and caught up. Not trying to be too optimistic with it all, although Fournier has then tried to get into the inside for turn 3. Oh no, actually there Shepherd's gone wide, he's jumped onto the edge, and that should be Fournier through, yes it is. And potentially Holm through if he sticks that out as well, and he's stuck it through, and that has moved Shepherd, bless it. Oh, he just went a little bit wide into turn 3, and that has cost him onto the gravel, although coming back still, he's still there, he's on the inside of Holm to that corner, and they're going to drag it out all the way up to the next one, but Holm should have the advantage turning right into this one, and he does, but they're still there, they're literally side by side going into this. This is incredible stuff in these BMWs, and actually Shepherd should have this turning into the left here if he keeps that on. If he can get that slowed down, he does. And slow down in time. That is fantastic. Oh right, okay. So now we have Fournier up front, who's actually about half a second up the road. See what he can do now that he's at the past Shepherd. Can he pull away? Will Shepherd hold him up or not? Shepherd has managed to keep his 2nd place now. He dropped to 3rd briefly, and Holm is still there. Holm must be so frustrated. He's seen Fournier get away right behind Shepherd and still can't do anything about it. But now I suppose it's all down to them. Fournier is already pulling away. He's now got nearly a second go. He's got 0.8, but we'll get to with that quite yet. We've got Friedrich, Brugman, Limburg all moved apart ever so slightly. Limburg dropped back, so I think he made an error somewhere. Seconds off the 2. Rob Mason sat in 7th. I've lost somebody. Apologies, we lost Olsen for suspension damage. He's coming. Oh, he's coming back out. He's coming back out the pits. Maybe he's still going. So Brett went, and yes, Olsen is back in the race, but apparently, and that doesn't look fixed. He's gone straight on at turn 1. That's got to be him out. Give up on that one. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's going to be determined. As it is a test race, it's supposed worth testing the limits of the car as well. Can you? Oh, Holm has got past Shepherd. Apologies if I missed that. Hey, it's all test. Who knows? I'm testing as well. So yeah, Holm managed to get past Shepherd. Sorry, I missed that. I was looking at the others, so we missed that route. Does mean he can now have another. Those two did seem a bit pacier than Shepherd, although not by much. So Fournier has managed to pull out a 2-second gap above these two. Now Holm has got past. Can the reigning champion try and catch up to Fournier and see what he can do about taking over that 1st place? I bet that's where he wants to be. That's where everyone wants to be. But particularly if you've won the championship last year, you really want to be. But then show your dominance straight away and let everyone know. It's like, and equally, if you think you're going to be there, so you want to sort of test what it's going to be like with the weight ballast that you're going to get from coming first. You don't want to be turning up to round 1 not knowing what that's going to be like, because it changes the dynamics of your driving car completely. Allington is off though, off the track there. He's good run off though area, so he's car in peace. But he does have unfortunately dropped down to 13th now. That does promote Rudy though. Ferreira right on the back still of Potters. He must be so frustrated in the back of that car right there. That must be driving him mad. It would be driving me mad if we followed the car the whole entire time. Coming up to only having a couple of laps left now though. Exciting. So Fournier, though being caught by Holm now, Holm is now only 1.6 behind, so he's catching him quite quickly. Can he get down in time with what is now only 2 laps to go, including this one? I'm not too sure, but I'm excited to see if he can. He's dragging Shepherd with him. You know, if you're following a driver who's doing really well, then you do pick up on their traits. Brugman has caught right onto the back of Fidek as well now. Is there? So we've got Brugman in 5th, right onto the back of David Fidek in 4th. Battle there. Where battle we've still got, and Ferreira is actually going for Potters now into 10th and 11th, and he's gone on the inside, hit the inside barrier though somehow, but does still the inside line. He's still there. Potters has got a better run though and brings it back out again. I think he had that made there, Ferreira, but he just went. He was on the inside. He had the space, and somehow just decided to turn left slightly and went onto the grass, and that seems to. Regret when you get on the grass, seems to have lost him head. Got now, so Holm though has dropped back now. He's got a 2-second gap again, so maybe Fournier was just getting a bit lackadaisical. But we are now entering, I believe, the final lap. Just double check. Yes, we are. So the leaders are now entering their final lap. We've got Fournier out front. We've got Holm, 2-second gap behind. This is visible though, so any mistakes would really be captured on. Shepherd then a further second behind. Got a pretty decent gap, 5 seconds back to Fidek, who is having to deal with some pressure from Brugman, who's only just behind him now. He's literally coming right up to his rear wing there, but he's only got a lap to survive. Limburg dropped back, so he's back now. It looks like he's struggling. Don't know whether, because obviously some people haven't done the checks on these. It'd be interesting to see. Actually, we might find some people might run out of fuel. We might have found some people that run these tyres to their absolute minimum and drop off on this final lap. There's so much unknown. It's not quite so bad this track, but I believe that Shepherd, particularly last year, found that out to his peril where he burnt those tyres up completely, blisteringly quick over a lap, but can't keep going. Allington doing some great acrobatics there, nearly only on one wheel, which is quite impressive, particularly in that livery. We've got Ferreira, Potters and Rude all very close together within about 2 seconds, but far enough apart to probably end up line astern. Brugman is right there now though on Fidek's whip. I don't know where he's going to bat. I can't see where he's going to get done. But we are now coming up towards the end here as well for Fournier in the front. Fournier now crossing the line to win the test race. So congratulations to Fournier there. It means nothing, but at the same time it means everything. Holm in second, Chris Shepp in third. We've got to wait for Fidek to go into fourth. He keeps ahead of Brugman, both of you chaps. Limburg coming home sixth, but followed by Bart de Vos, who moved his way up the field after very poor qualifying, up seventh. We then go back a little way to Rob Mason and Ed Williams, following each other line astern into 8th and 9th. Bruno Ferreira is followed very, very closely by Potters. Final bend now, he's got it though on the run into, so that's Ferreira. Potters, very, very close there, and that is right onto the tail. You got Rudy finishing 12th. Allington comes across the line, finishing 13th. And Morby is coming around in his BMW. He will get there. And here he is on the final corner. And he's doing weaves along the line, and he gets home 14th. Fantastic. So that is your finishing positions here from race 1. Like I say, it means very little, but at the time means everything. So we've got people that might now be looking at these things Right, what did I learn from that race? What could I change? What did I mess up? Did I end up finishing with an awful lot more fuel? Could have messed that up. That makes a massive difference if you've got fuel in the car. So it's great for them to learn as well. But we move into a very small free practice now. We're then moving into a race 2. Race 2, we do, again, 11 laps. But this time the starting positions are what we've just seen as the finishing positions there. So we're still going to end up seeing the Fournier-Holmes-Shepherd battle again. It'll be interesting to see if Holmes still has that terrible start like he had. And if we can see that Shepherd can jump him like he did last time out. And then in race 3, but we have got weight in race 2, so the top 5 receive weight penalties. I'm going to this is a bit of a change from last year, so I'm going to find out what our weight changes are. Oh, I had a rogue Josh there. Don't know what was going on, but you're more than welcome to join, Josh, if you're around. That's great to see if you're. I'm going to waiter. Yeah, like I said, Josh, you're more than welcome. Come on in. Hello. Please save me. Yeah, not used to doing commentary on my own at all, so more than welcome. Josh being a very big expert and one of our resident here, one of our resident guys here that does these things. We've now got, right, so I can tell you the top 5 getting, because it's a test race, and this would be a change from last year if you followed us. We're getting weight penalties for the top 5 for this next round. So they start in the grid positions that they finished this race in. Fournier, you'll see him first, gets a 75 kilogram weight penalty onto his car. So his car's going to be an awful lot heavier than the others on the grid. You've got second place, get a 60. So the top 2 really have heavy cars there. Chris Shepherd has a 45 in third. David Fidek in fourth gets 30. And Niels Brugman in fifth gets 15. So your highest runner, Lindbergh in sixth, is the one who doesn't have any weight penalty at all. You may find the guy like in fifth, where you get Brugman, might not notice it quite as much. 15, there's not going to be much of a change necessarily in how you drive, but at 75, that is a huge difference in how you drive that car, and all the weight distribution and massively changed. Because then these guys have had very little testing. We might get season action over. That one was a little bit line of stone, but those 3 at the front, 3 BMWs like that, incredible, all just there. And I imagine that Fournier will be ever so pleased winning that race, because that does set him up for the season. Coming back into the server there. By the way, anyone who wants to join me, wants to come say hello, anyone who's been driving, particularly at the end, anything like that, really this is all about International Touring Cup here that we're showing you. This is a little test session ahead of the main season in a month's time. Just a reminder that team applications, drivers' applications, all coming up this weekend, including the calendar, so you'll find out exactly where we'll be racing. You can see the cars that we'll be racing with here, and some of the guys that might, potentially be racing. I'd expect quite a lot of these guys to be racing. Looking at them so far, some of these guys have really prepared for this already, you can tell. Some of these, but by all means, if anyone wants to come in and give us a bit of feedback, what we can change, we're still at that point where we are 4 weeks away, so potentially some changes could happen. And at the same time, if you've never tried GPVWC before and you're just watching, or you caught this on catch up, or you thought, what have I seen, what's happened there, I like touring cars, get involved, how can I? Well, go over to GPVWC.com. A few links there as well, but equally, if you want to get onto the forum, sign up, get on the forum. There's a way to install the mod there. You can find out about getting onto the server. These are free to enter. There is a charge for the career ladder, but this isn't part of the career ladder. This is an independent series. If you just like hard tops, it's not going to cost you a thing. Come along, join, get signed up, get testing on the server. There's a practice server live all the time, live straight after this as well. Get involved, get showing your times, test out all the cars, have a go. If you like them, job section, or sign up a team this weekend once we open them up, or just put yourself on a job market, see, and sign you up and get you in a car and driving. And hopefully we'll see you at the start of August. Really is a great series. We've seen a couple more people jumping in there. Chris Butcher coming in now into the server as well. People are still more than welcome. It's not not a problem. This isn't for points. This isn't like that. It's more just to test everything going on. You guys to have some fun. Me to show you off the cars, show you what's happening. You guys coming out onto track now while we're in this warm-up session. Whilst we're sort of sorting a few things out. There's 3 minutes left to do this warm-up. See, we've got Limbo in the BMW out. We've got Olsen now in the Honda. Butcher pits. Apparently Peachster. That sounds very likely. Yep. Butcher member of the old THR team that did win the series a few years ago as well. We've got Allenton out on track. We've got Ferreira out on track. Shepherd back out on track. Ed Williams struggling out on track by the looks of it there. It'd be interesting actually to see how Shepherd takes that. That's really a win that he's had sort of taken away. He's quite exciting. And knowing him, he'll want to get that back, definitely. Yeah, I have. Fair enough. By all means, drop in people. I'm very happy to see people. This is a chance. It's a test event. It's not official. We can joke. We can have a laugh. It's much easier when I'm not on my own. And new members have been going whilst we're in there. Top 5 getting weight. Mr. Morby asking there. Yes, everyone's getting weight. It's going to be how they get off the line with that weight. Imagine 75 kilograms in the car. You know, if you did that at home, that would really impact fuel economy as well. It impacts everything. These guys won't have tested edge on the side of caution and really put an awful lot in. I've got somebody who wants to come in though. Somebody who's quite new to the league and is quite interested in the series and has done a bit of commentary in the past. So we're going to welcome Elise Skinner. So yes, I have now pulled you in. So Elise Skinner, hello. Hello, we are live. Speak your mind.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Hello.
For some reason, my voice is working.
Well, we can hear you. It's working now.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Don't
cool.
worry.
Well, I can hear you guys as well.
It's a test event. That's the point. We're testing. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we can hear you. So, welcome, I suppose. This is GPVWC, eh?
Yeah.
See, did you manage to watch the first race there? Or have you seen the live diving? Or anything?
We caught it pretty late on because we were having a bit of a muck about. But yeah, we've caught it and it looked pretty good. It looks like everything seems to be balanced as I'd hoped it would, especially with us running the Ford that we didn't think would be as quick. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Everyone seems to be able to get the most out of the cars at the moment, and hopefully no one has any massive accident.
Yeah, I mean, it has, you know, cars do have that sort of tendency at times, I suppose, but being a test race, it's a little bit less care and attention, less on the line, I suppose, so people aren't necessarily going for it quite as much. We may find, though, chaps, if you're watching, that come race 3, we may find some people doing a little bit more. They may have been a bit careful race 1, and as the night goes on, and as you know, the drinks go down, dare I say, don't drive, chaps. But you never know; these sort of things do happen in sim racing. It's a benefit we do have, particularly in these test and fun races like this, where you just have a bit of a laugh. Really. I thought we were going to see your livery out on track somewhere, at least. I've been seeing it batting around on the Discord.
Yeah. Sadly, we haven't managed to. Sadly, we couldn't get the livery done. Well, we've got it done. We just haven't got any couple of confirmed drivers, but hopefully we should have by round 1. So, hopefully our skin should be out on the circuit for the first official race. Just dependent on who we can get hired in the car.
Do you want me to let you do a tout? Do you want to tout for business, tout for drivers? The floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks. So basically, I own the Erdis Motorsport team. We've been running in. Mainly R-Factor 1 for a good few years now, and moving up for R-Factor 2, we've looked at multiple series, and we thought we'd settle ourselves down in GPVWC for hopefully for a few years, depending on if we can keep ourselves going for long enough and drivers are interested. But we're running, for this season, we're running the Ford Focus, and we're running basically white, black, and yellow livery, which is posted in the GPVWC Discord for all of you to see. We're still looking for 2 drivers, so if you would like to come drive for me, please let me know. I'm open for anyone at the moment, so it'd be a pleasure to have you drive for us.
Free and easy, there you go, chaps. Everybody can get in contact, I'm sure, through Discord, or there is a job advert in the job centre forum. I've seen it kicking around, and I'm sure if those 2 seats get filled up, that'll be the place. Whoa.
And it looks, actually, just looking at the stream chat, Jacob Reed, who was actually the skin creator for my team, is actually going to try and run the skin for race 2. So hopefully we could see the skin on circuit.
Where is it? Is he? Am I missing him? Is he in the server? No, quite yet.
He'll be joining.
Fair enough. Apologise, everybody. Haven't been looking at the chats, so apologies there, everybody. Yes, of course, contact us on there. Being a test event, we hadn't planned this at all. I was kicking around and asked to jump in literally, about 30 seconds before the first race. So apologies, we rushed. We are much more professional and have been kicking around. But we are now going to go into race 2 here. There's like I said before. Do you remember everyone's finishing positions from last time out? So we have Fournier at the front, Chris Shepherd second. We seem to have lost Adrian Holm. Worry, are we going to wait for him? Oh, not. Oh, they're off. Looks like we might have missed him. So Holm is missing. That's a shame. David Fidett, though, effectively there. Now it's third. Niels Brugman fourth. Rob Mason in fifth. Ed Williams sixth. We've got Bruno Ferreira in seventh. Potters in eighth. Rude in ninth. Allenton in 10th, Morby in 11th, Olsen then 12th, nearly taking place on the formation lap there. Brett Metcalf in 13th, and our late joiner Chris Butcher sits. Yeah, and quite. You can tell he hasn't necessarily joined it as much at the moment, so that's quite. So where do we think this is going? Adrian had to leave, I'm told. Ah, that's a shame, but. At least it was about, and we got to see that he's testing this series and what might be happening. It's one of those test events. You don't have to hang around. If you're watching this and you think I want to have a go, there's time. Get onto the forum, get the mod downloaded, get on circuit, contact people in Discord. They're very nice people. They'll lend you a setup or something for this for now, and you might be able to join us for race 3, which is our reverse grid one. But for now, we're going to join race 2, and well, we're on the formation lap of race 2, I should say. Any guesses? We might as well. Any guesses, at least, where we think this race is going to go?
Well, considering the BMWs have been looking strong all weekend at the moment, especially with the weight penalties for Jeffrey Fournier, I expect him to be up the front, but I don't expect him to be winning this race. I expect the guys with the lighter cars to be able to push up past him, but he's going to, knowing Jeffrey, he's a very, very good defender, and he knows what he's got to do is you see he gets a little tap up the rear from his BMW co-driver there. But hopefully, I'm expecting to see Jeffrey in the top 5 and probably see our first non-weight penalty car probably up in the top 3.
Yeah, the weight penalties do make a big potential. Just checking where we're giving to now. So we only go to the 4. So in that case, Rob Mason is then the first one who hasn't got a penalty. Same with Ed Williams. We've also lost a couple of others. We lost Bart Voss as well. He hasn't joined this time out. So that's the 2 previous winners who are now out. But we're going to set ready for race 2 now. They're on the grid. They're raring to go. Fournier's heart will be beating like mad. Shepherd got the jump last time. Can he again? My money is on. Oh, and he has. He's got a great start out of that one. Fournier just spinning those tyres. In fact, potentially under pressure. Even more, Shepherd's well ahead into the first corner again. He's got a great lightning start. Fournier under pressure from Brugman and Fidett. Fidett and Brugman right there. Fournier now a little bit further ahead. So Brugman changed car in session actually, so he's now in a BMW. Just to confuse you all completely, we've still got 3 BMWs at the front, and Brugman has decided to do the second race in a BMW. Fidett stuck with his Civic though, so he's in 4th and dropped behind Brugman now. So that was the battle that started out last time out, carried on. Seen Ed Williams
crashed out the first corner on that first lap as well. I'm not exactly sure who was involved.
Looking at it, Ed Williams has dropped all the way down to the back of the field, so yes, you definitely, and Rude as well. So I think those two seem to have had where they were about 5th or 6th at the point. Right, so I was concentrating on the guys at the front and missed the people further back. Great battle going on for 6th, 7th, and 8th with Ferreira, Mason, Ferreira, and Potters going nearly 3 wide. There's an awful lot of Civics with one BMW there. The 3 wide Civics look like they're doing a police escort for this BMW. BMW going slightly wide. They were losing out to a lot of them, unfortunately. So that's Ferreira all the way down to 8th and now under pressure from Allington. Chris Butcher up to 10th from dead last, having not driven the first race, and really jumping up. In fact, he's just taken 2 cars in that corner nearly. If he can keep that going, a bit of rough and tumble there on the exit. But he is currently 8th and pushing for Ferreira. He'll probably jump through. Look at this, actually up into 7th. Incredible drive from Chris Butcher. Great to see him back. So right at the front, we've still got Shepherd crossing the line now to lead. Fournier chasing right down. Brugman sitting in 3rd. Friedrich a couple of seconds back in 4th, even after the first lap. Olsen looking like he's going to have another lonely race at the moment in 5th. Rob Mason trying to chase him down though. And then that fast Chris Butcher up into 7th, but under pressure still from Ferreira. But looking at it, he's got that dialed right up. How far up do we reckon Butcher can get? Have you heard? Do you know of Butcher very much, at least?
No, but from the way I'm watching his driving, he looks like he can get very high up the order indeed. I could expect podium at him.
Yeah, to be honest, anyone who hasn't seen him, he's been driving over in the race room, in the WTCC races over there as well, in room 1, I believe, in scoring 4th and 5th like that. That's the official there, but so he's no slouch in this type of car, and equally has won series here about 4 or 5 years ago now, to be fair, showing his age a little bit there maybe, but nonetheless he's coming under a bit of pressure though from Ferreira. He's been off a couple of times, so and there was a little bit of a tap there. That's a little. Ferreira has gone very wide and come under pressure now from Morby in the BMW. Everyone expects a little bit of rough and tumble in these cars, particularly a test event like this. We're not penalising at the end of this event like we normally would in a series. There's again Morby and Ferreira now deciding, you know what, let's touch paint. They're in the same car anyway. You won't notice it's all blue. Who cares? Blue BMW is blue BMW. Allington watching on behind. Still got Chris Shepherd leading. Fournier in 2nd, 3rd, and Friedrich 4th. At least you want to take over for a minute while I'm grabbing a drink. Apologies, I'm not used to it.
Yep, I will try and take it, but we have also been joined last minute by one of our current commentators. There's a bit of an accident there between two of the cars. My quality at the moment is horrific. But we have been joined by Josh Anderson, who is a regular commentator on the team in GPVWC. So welcome, Josh.
Hey, God, hello.
Hey, Josh. Oh, while that's going on, Allington on the pit straight, coming right up. There's now 3 of them. We've got Morby, Allington, and Ferreira. Right, literally touching paint going into this first corner. Oh, and there's massive touch. Oh, that's unfortunate. Allington touches the back of Ferreira. They hit the pit wall. They've hit each other. There's a spin. But Morby's down. Morby's first corner spun round. They've now all been taken as well. Oh, that's very, very sporting of Ferreira there. He's stopping, waiting for Morby to go past, and that has now happened. But in the meantime, Ferreira's dropped down to 12th. But welcome, Josh. Sorry, that was a lot happening on the first corner there. Apologies.
Well, when is there not an ITC?
Well, yes, even for a test race, eh?
Okay, I think it puts the real season, it's just going to be how good it's going to be,
That's just, yeah, and I mean, the weight doesn't seem to have done much. We've got Shepherd and Fournier still running away at the front, now only 0.3 of a second behind each other, by the way. Could we see Fournier take Shepherd here? It's close between these two. Imagine this bit for a whole season for 6 rounds, that's incredible.
It's going to be mental just having this for 6 rounds. The weight's something that can be worked on, I guess. If it's not much of an effect, I'm sure that perhaps it could be worked on before the actual season gets, underway. This isn't just a test race for the drivers. It's a test race to make sure everything's working in full order. So, there's always the chance to improve things.
Oh, absolutely. If you've driven in this or you've been watching it and you want to give us some feedback, by all means you can. Might be ignored, but hey, we want to know what's going on. Make it sensible. We don't want to be, crazy feedback, but anything that you think could make the spectacle better from any angle, if that's driving, if that's media, if that's the way tracks are, I don't know, whatever you want to do with it, can do. Just don't ask about DX11. The bane of my life at the moment. Everyone goes on about DX11. Tracks we're picking out are DX11 ready, but unfortunately broadcast that stuff. Can't really be done in it presently, but you never know. Give it a month. Who knows? Somebody might have come up with something exciting, isn't it? Everyone seems to be sort of settling in a little at the moment. Although we still, I know, having said that, we've still got Potters and Allington down in 10th and 11th, battling away like mad. The first corner, Allington, I'm surprised he managed to get that stopped. Or he's just gone a little bit wider, and Tristan seems to have a better. No, he's going to slot in behind. I thought he was going to have a better run there. Doesn't quite. This is down in 10th and 11th, remember, 4th from the back there, and they're still battling away like mad. Shows really. I mean, there's a little bit of a golfing class in this, but that's because there's, we've had what, about 3-4 days testing. I mean, it's not a lot, and that's assuming people were testing that much. Most people have picked these up and done 4 or 5 laps in them beforehand and trying out the other cars. We have got Fider coming onto the back of Brugman though. They're going to keep on doing their little battle from that first race out there. Remember, these two both have some weight as well. Fider sitting at 30 kilograms and Brugman with 15. So interesting to see how that changes. Just bearing in mind, Brugman changing from one car to the other obviously can't happen when you're in the actual series. We only allow you stick your car, and that's your choice for the season, I'm afraid. So make it right. That's, you've got 4 weeks really to come up with what you want to do before the first race.
Yeah, it's plenty of time though, isn't it? You're going to get a lot of testing miles in for drivers, and individually finding out what they want and what they like, and teams are going to be thinking, hey, well, perhaps we want to go for a specific car, maybe we'll see what the drivers want, lots of different ways to approach it. And what I love about ITC is the variety we have. Obviously we don't have the Mitsubishi that we had last year, but we still have this BMW that's rear wheel drive, and we have obviously all the other front wheel drive cars, the Toyota, the Honda, the Ford and the Chevrolet as well. Yeah,
it's a great little collection of cars. Obviously you've got some drivers that just go, I just love rear wheel drive, I love that, and others that love front wheel drive. So if you do like the rear wheel drive, yeah, okay, you've only got the BMW as a choice. That might be why we've got so many cars doing that. But really, to be honest, that's not my choice. I spin it like mad every time I try the BMW. Granted, I spin most cars I drive in R-Factor 2, but that's just me.
It takes a bit of finesse, really, the BMW. I mean, I'm very experienced in it. I've driven it a lot, and if you can get used to its nuances, it's a very nice little car. As I'm sure Forney and Shepard are proving with this lovely battle for the lead they've got going on at the moment.
Oh, absolutely, and we saw, well, my own team, we used the BMW last year and pipped to the title in the last race. So it's a good car. It can definitely get you right out there, and you win your titles, or give you the chance to win titles. So I can see why people would want to be looking to use it potentially. Though you're right, though, that front battle is getting mighty close again. Under 0.3 of a second. They are literally bumper to bumper at this stage going through this of the track. One minor error is going to be enough for this, as it was in the first race really. Just show quite got Holm in there as well, but Olsen there sat in third. He's doing very well. He hasn't got any weight though, which is probably why he's doing quite well compared to Brugman and Fider, who are battling away with all their weight. But up front it's now even closer, and coming to this first corner, can we see anything? Shepard takes the inside line, holding off, and it should be enough if he can get it stopped. Oh, he can't quite get it stopped. No, Fournier gets that run out into turn 1 and takes the lead for now. Fantastic stuff.
Oh, well, overshooting it in turn 1, it's so easy to do, and I don't blame Shepard at all for not quite getting that right there. He went to the inside, maybe left the brake a bit too late. It's so easy to do, I've done it many times. And now he's going to have to try and find a way through on Forney here. Luckily, they're both in BMWs, so he doesn't have to worry about particular speed advantages. Of course, we know from last year, front-wheel drive cars slightly better in a straight line than the rear-wheel drives. They will have an advantage there, but the rear-wheel drives do, of course, have the better traction coming out the corners. So when you're in a level pegging field like this, you just got to get one driver skill, really.
Oh, of course. I mean, poor Shepard though. He's led both races now.
Yeah, no skill.
Well, and the next race, of course, we have reverse grid as well. So that's exciting fun. It always brings up some different winners as well. That's the one I'm looking forward to. We've got the extra weight this time around this test event, and the reverse grid. Last time we did see the drivers come through. The top drivers still come through. Can we just see if they can with that weight difference?
Yeah, we'll have to see if they can. Obviously, with the weight and the reverse grid, that's going to hamper them a bit. But, Forney, I think now he's gotten some clear air from Shepard. I think he's just making the most of it, just trying to get through here. Final side. He's just taking this at a cruise now. And Shepard's the one who's all the pressure's on, and all the time he'll be falling under pressure from the ever-attacking Tobias Olsen. It always gives it 100% to Tobias, so I imagine he'll probably start closing on Chris soon.
Yeah, without that weight as well. There's, I presume this is all. Are these all new names to you, release? So you're still just learning the grid and what's going on?
Obviously, there's some guys I recognise off of Super League and off the ladder series. But some of these guys are completely new to me. So it's just learning the grid, learning who to look out for, learning who me myself as a team owner should be looking out for, should be looking to see who to beat in the grid, whoever decides to sign up for the IDOS team. But all of these guys look really quick, really competitive. Some probably just getting used to the cars, and hopefully it could just be that everyone gets used to it.
Yeah, I was about to say we have lost Metcalf from this race. It says suspension there, so obviously he went off, and I think
and Butcher.
Oh, and Butcher, yeah, that looks to be a disconnect with Butcher. Though. That's not like he's crashed or anything. Yeah, Butcher just seems to have straight up disconnected from the way. Actually, he pulled over and stopped as well. Fair enough. Chris Butcher obviously decided maybe there was a problem with his car there. I don't know, but yeah, neither Butcher nor Metcalf going to make it.
His Domino's pizza arrived, and he had.
Oh well, that explains it.
Seems to, I think it was probably something along those lines, or yeah, was having that beforehand. So
he's got his priorities right. You got to give it to him.
Well, it's a test event. He's tested. He showed. To be fair, he came from the back there, and he running 7th and catching Rob for 6th at that time with very little practice.
Shepard's really closing on Fournier now. He's managed to get right up close out of the final turn. I reckon we could see something, even if it is a fatal turn 1 here. He's got a great toe off Fournier here. He's going to come on to lap number 8. He's going to have completed 7 by this point. He's side by side as they go into 1 here, Mike.
Oh, this is so close once again. It's fantastic. He's technically ahead, Shepard, looking at this going in.
Oh, he pulled it off.
Beautiful, that was. Absolutely beautiful. Both, although a little bit of a twitch on the exit. Give Fournier a bit of a run, but there's not really any space into turn. Next chance he's got to, he keeps onto that bumper. Everyone seems to be loving that first turn, unless there's a mistake by somebody else. Look how close that is. Like, if you were doing that if you're doing that on the road, you get stopped for that. Unless you're in a white transit van.
Driving that BMW on the road anyway, you'd get stopped.
Well, yeah, true, although I do see some BMW drivers driving like that, but that's besides the point, matter altogether. There will be the guys asking the YouTube, there will be a warm-up session between the 2 races, a little bit short, I think it's about 5 minutes, so if you get yourselves ready and you're there with the button, you can join for the 3rd race. Do come along and get ready, get yourselves on. It'd be fantastic if you can. Worth a test, check your system all works, and that you can join if you've never joined us before. Again, I'll quickly point it out as we've still got a few laps to go. Although having said that, I won't, because Shepard's just gone off. Fournier the lead again. Yeah. Sorry, always jump on the side.
I have to say, these two, Shepard and Fournier, have been really well matched so far, haven't they? So Shepard gave a bit more oversteer. This is one of the things about the BMW, actually. Once you start oversteering in it, it's very difficult to stop. And, Shepard finding that out now. But yeah, these two have been quite closely matched so far. I wouldn't put it past potentially them maybe teaming up when it comes to the actual ITC season, because if they're close together, they can help each other improve.
Oh, if you put these two together, geez, that'd be that'd be a pretty incredible team at the moment by the looks of it, wouldn't it? Formidable anyway. At least get in touch with them. You never know. Use this as a scouting mission. Why not?
I wouldn't be surprised if guys like that we all go for the top teams and go work together. But I'll try. See what I can do. Probably won't. Probably will work out, but I don't know.
Early bird catches the worm and all that, they say, don't they? So you never know. Prospective teams out there as well. Yes, sign-ups haven't opened weekend yet, so if you're watching this, you want to get involved, that will be this weekend, probably for a week or so that you can apply. 15 teams will be accepted. That gives us 30 drivers as well, so if you haven't got a team, get on the open market, get on the forums, get asking about. I'm sure that many managers, probably once the applications have gone in, will be definitely after drivers. We're expecting this series to be rather popular, as it has been in previous years as well, and you can probably see why, although you're only getting glimpses of it in this from the bit of lack of testing on some guys' parts. The people that have tested and the quality that there is, if you're a touring car driver and you love these sort of things and you think, I can be the best, I can beat these guys, I love driving the BMW, get in the car, give it a go. In fact, show me in race 3. If you're watching now, get that thing, get in the car, show me in race 3, because I want to shout about you, I want to shout your name to the hilt when you race, like we are going to be for Fournier and Shepard, because this is incredible. It's like he's towing it, it literally is.
Yep, and all of you guys watching, you could quite easily end up with a team as well, so you have got, 2 or 3 team bosses sat in the commentary booth right now. all probably looking for drivers at the moment. So you've probably got me, you've got Idos running the Ford, and I don't know what Mike and Josh, if he enters the team as well, is going to run, but you've definitely got 3 people scouting you guys right now. So if you want to prove to us, well, if you want to prove to us you want to drive, go for it.
Absolutely, this is it's a great place to watch. And Shepard got ahead briefly there, and then
he's going for it again at the turn.
Looks like you can get that stopped. He's got it again.
Yeah, he's got it stopped again. You see, this is brilliant stuff. I mean, Chris Shepard, of course, we know how good he is. We've seen him in Super Cup, Don about from Team. Jeffrey Fournier is obviously Epic Racing Super Cup as well. So, I'm sure he'll want to keep half a handle on him. But, it depends on whether they enter the series or not.
Well, Shepard drove it last year, so I'd hope he'd come back. He did some fantastic races. There's some heartbreaking bits as well, where he's like winning races with a lap to go and his tyres just dropped off, and I think he ran out of fuel on races and stuff. All things that can happen to anybody new to a series, but it looks like he's coming back this year really well prepared. Leading the race at the moment, and he led the last one, lost out just at the last minute. Let's see what we've done here in these final couple of laps now. I should say as well, we've still got Olsen sat there in third. He has caught up. He's only 3 seconds behind. I know it's too late now with 2 laps to go, but he's doing pretty well there, sat in third in his Honda.
He's doing pretty good at the moment, yeah.
And then Brugman and Fidek battling away as well, 4th and 5th. They again look like they're towing each other around the track. These two are about to dinner. They've spent the last hour together. It's pretty incredible on both races. Mason running in 6th, Ed Williams in 7th. We've still got Morby running in 8th, all lonely. Allington in his lovely painted car in 9th. Ferreira sitting in 10th, followed very closely by Potters down in 10th and 11th. They're battling away, and Rude in 12th there as well. Remember, for our next round in a second, we reverse grid, and that is a random number between 10 and 15. Well, at the moment there's only 14 in the server, so get the server quick enough, you might be 15th, and you might you might even get into pole. Who knows? That'd be incredible. First corner though, doesn't look like anything happening this time out.
Fidek's going for Brugman down in 4th place there, and remember he has the front wheel drive Ford, which is going to give him a slight advantage. Oh, he's gone for the brake, and then I think he's got it as Fidek. So there it goes, our reigning Super League drivers jamming into 4th in a touring car. Very multi-purpose driver then.
Yeah, he did 1 race last year, rightly. He was briefly telling me before. I don't think it went particularly well for him, if I'm honest, but he seems to be doing a lot more here. That's great, because Niels Brugman's no slouch either, so those two fantastic races. Brugman looks like he's trying to go in there, and there's no way you can get around that corner inside there. But nice idea, Brugman, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing all right in these touring cars, as David. I know I've spoken to him before. He says he's not by far not his best type of automobile. He's not good in touring cars at all, or anything with a tin top. But Brugman's going from down the inside here, but Fidek closes the door. Brugman can't get through. Bit wide from Fidek, actually, and they're going to go too wide round the next couple of corners. But he is definitely quite handy in a touring car. And even though the results might have been not what he was after last year, he's certainly all right.
Oh, Bob Williams and Mason in 6th and 7th, right side by side. In fact, swap places.
Oh, yeah.
Right, they're literally sharing the same piece of track, going in, looking at Williams. Oh, Rob's gone slightly wide there. He got chickened out in that game of chicken there to who braked last, and Rob Mason braked very much last, but in gravel trap, and now sits himself 7th with Morby on his tail now, in fact, so that's place gained for Williams there into 6th. The front two, oh my god. Right, we're going again.
Of course they are.
That's the end. That's the finish. That was how close that end was. 0.77 Shepard won that by. 0.77.
0.077.
Yes, sorry. Even incredible. Olsen under 3 seconds behind, and crash at the end there. Friday does beat Brugman. Williams is still coming around the corner now. I must say that these guys, there's a bit of golfing class for this one, but remember, this is a test race with very little practice. If it's anything like last year, the standard is incredible. Much dedication to the guys that are still finishing, even heavily down. I'm quite impressed by Fabian Rude still carrying around, even if he's a minute leader. Allington coming through now to finish as well. Morby in 8th. Bob Mason does finish in 9th. Ferreira in 10th. Potters crosses the line up in the air in 11th, which is quite impressive to do. Although somebody needs to show him the rules before before next time series starts, I suppose. And we're waiting on to come round now. Oh, we've got people joining. Michael Ayres seems to be wanting on in, which is great. Haven't quite finished this session yet, though, lads. So just hold back a second. Be careful. Let everyone finish before it's a live session. Stopping the crowd. Stopping the crowds coming in, Josh. Hold the doors. Hold the doors, lad.
I'll try.
Right, and that's these across the line. Fantastic. So that's our 12 finishes, and Butcher and Metcalf didn't damage earlier in the race. So congratulations to everybody. That Shepherd gets his win this time out. Fournier in second, Olsen third, Fireduck fourth, and Brogman in fifth. And they will also be your weight penalty people for this time out as well. So Shepherd will be ending up with 75 kilograms. Fournier will then end up with 60. Olsen with 45 or 40, one of the two, can't remember now. 30 to Fireduck and 15 Brogman. It'll see what else is going on. Are we getting lots of people joining, I hope? Oh, Elise, are you back?
Yes, I am back. Really sorry about that. My Discord decided to glitch out. I'm hoping to join the server now, so I'll be able to give you some bit more accurate commentary.
Fantastic. To have. Doing it blind is very difficult, I will agree. I have done commentary just from live timing, and it's annoying.
I did it for ISEC from the stream. It was quite interesting.
Josh apparently giving out his own. Are you becoming the DC now, Josh, as well?
Oh yeah, I'm doing everything. Next thing you know, I'll be running the league.
Oh God. Everything is painted black and white, is it then? Okay.
Oh what? No, pink.
Pink. Sorry, pink. Apologies. I just thought you were Newcastle, and that was fair enough. It is. Yeah, a few people getting. You know, even though we saw a few little bits there with a few accidents, everyone did wait and let people pass, and it's all a very gentlemanly league. Come and join it. Yes, people make mistakes, but if you let people pass again, then great work. You'll probably avoid penalties if you do that, because you're basically giving yourself a penalty, really. So this time that'll be quite interesting, because Olsen gets the weight penalty he didn't have last time. If he does this race, this next one coming up. That's always quite exciting to see how people survive with the weight penalty. I haven't seen anyone run out of fuel yet, which is always a shame. I was expecting. I say a shame. It's great that people managed to finish, but
that's not a shame at all. As a team boss, I would be like scared to death if I was about to run out of fuel.
I've been there. I have been the team boss with people on the wall going, "What's going on?" And in fact, well, no, I won't name names. Somebody in my Super League team, only a couple laps to go, ran out of fuel. Time. So yeah, that didn't go well, but nonetheless, he's still driving now and drives for me, so I'm not naming him yet. Avid listener or of GPVWC, you'll know who I'm talking about, and there has been a few in the past as well. Some others. Right, we are now moving forwards into a lovely little practice session here. So you'll see a few cars probably going out on track. See if anyone changes car, maybe.
I'm attempting to join the server now.
Let people joining back in. I'm excited to see if we get any new names coming in. If you're on the stream and you're watching, get in the car. Come and join me, quick. We want to see your driving prowess, not just how good you can talk the talk. Come and show us you can. I was going to say walk the walk, but we'll let you in a car and drive. Drive.
Yeah, we'd rather not have people walking on the circuit whilst the touring cars are floor around it.
Yeah, we don't want any people dressed up in kilts and interrupt my races.
Michael Ayres and Ben Willis have joined the server, so great lads.
No, as Michael instructed me to say on the stream, it's Michael Ayres joining the server here.
Should we give him a grade? I think yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Right.
Michael coming from GPVWC Super League over to the Touring Car Series for the test race, driving the BMW. So see what he can do in his first race.
Oh, I'm loving Avis. Oh, there was a little spy there. If you can get it on camera, I'll go. Ben Willis's livery. Get on that now. That's awesome. Something a bit different. We say that.
Just hoping Jacob Reed can get on the server running the brand new Idis Motorsport livery.
It's on the server, but I don't see the livery yet. Oh, there it is. Yes, you'll be happy it's there. A few custom skins now. Look at that. And thank you very much to Ben Willis, even sporting Sim News on the back of his car. Thank you very much. Me and Josh are very happy about that, I'm sure. You can't miss that car, can we? We're not going to miss that one. And Jacob is out on his, yes, and he has your lovely livery. That's how very colourful. But first time out on a GPVWC with that livery, isn't it? That's his debut.
Yeah, debut livery, debut team. Designed, actually based, the roof of the car was actually based off the DTM BMW ICE livery car from Team RMG. It's a car I've been a fan of for God knows how many years now. I loved it. We thought we would try and see if it would work on the Ford, and it's worked out, and then we've added our own little design to it. So hopefully it looks as good as it does in the races.
Yeah, very nice. Very nicely done. So we've got, just looking out who is here. We've been told that the reverse grid is 10th. Now, 10th was Bruno Ferreira, but he's left. So I'm not sure who else is going to get there, but we'll bear with me, and I'm sure we'll get you who your grid's going to be. It's going to be topsy turvy anyway. So even if nothing else, we're going to hope seeing Shepherd and Fournier coming through from what would be 10th and 9th positions. Quite exciting. And if Shepherd's starts, so then like the last two. Oh, Ferreira's back! Hey, he can come and have his pole. If that's not incentive to join a race, I don't know what it is. Here's pole position on it. With no weight penalty. So once again, everybody, I know this is all a bit self-promotion, and I mean, you keep hearing it from me, but we're 2 minutes in practice before we get into race 3, so I thought I'd quickly go through it again. This is the International Touring Cup for GPVWC.com. We are doing a test event here. If you are watching and you're thinking, why on earth have we not got any liveries? What's going on? This is all a bit random and a bit half-hearted. That's exactly what it is. It is a test event. We have a full season event starting in August, though. You can find details about the mod and about the series all coming up on GPVWC.com, on their Facebook page, on the forum there as well. We'll share it around all social media, but you can find all the details with that. The mod is out, and that is what we are driving here. Try the mod. You can start skinning cars already, and start having some fun with that. Try them out, because you pick a car if you join the series the season. We will then be announcing this weekend the full calendar and opening team applications to find ourselves 15 teams to build our grid around. If you're a driver, if you're a team manager, wait for that, and you can apply. Make sure you signed up to the forum and the website to be able to do it through that. There's no cost involved. It's a free series. This is an independent series. There is a cost to the ladder series, but that's not this. That's open wheels. If you like your tin tops, this is a completely free series. Great place to start with GPVWC.com. Join the Discord, join the chat, the forums. Everybody help you out, and it'll. Oh, I'm just Olsen going around and crashing his car. That's unfortunately there. But if you are looking to join us, please do get involved. Just chat, even if you're thinking, oh, do I, don't I? This is quite interesting or not. Try the mod. Bet you love it. Bet you really want to give it a go. And as I'm sure, hopefully, at least has found already, having joined the series, the community very recently, that actually it's very helpful community. Everyone will help you out. If you don't know what you're doing, just get on Discord, ask somebody. If anything else, come and grab from me. We'll eventually help you at some point. And it's very easy, the system to work once you know where you're looking. If you don't know where you're looking, ask somebody and everyone helps you out. Going to be some great racing. 8 races in the year it is. Just give you there, I suppose, for you. And we'll tell you all about that on this weekend. Keep watching out on GPVWC.com, Facebook, Twitter, the forums, everything. Just watch out, basically. There's so much coming your way. Try the mod, though, in the meantime. In fact, it's perfect, they say. But it really is a great little community, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely love it. Joined the Discord a few weeks ago, actually, now, after basically hearing about it from Joe Brolick, who was playing to enter the Drillers team. As you can see on the cameras, thank you, Argo, for showing the absolutely gorgeous, well, I feel it's gorgeous anyway, the IDS Motorsport livery. Running also, we're partnered with Kaido All-Stars, who's a friends group of car group of mine. So you'll see that red Kaido livery by our team name. But it's absolutely great to have Jacob on circuit running our car. He sadly can't make the full season, but at least he's going to be able to do this race. But I found this community absolutely amazing. Everyone's helpful, everyone's there to help. If you need help, you just tag one of them and they go, yeah, whatever, and they help out. Just the admins are all busy, but they always make sure they can help out whenever they can. So you're going to find yourself in a great community. Everything's easy to find a way. If you can't find it, one of us will definitely know where it is.
Admin's always busy. I seem to be on them. But we're here, nonetheless. We are moving to race any second now. Although we're all admiring the lovely livery that you have got there, and well done for mentioning your sponsors and stuff. So our factor man grabbing me there. Right, so we're all heading to the grid. So our grid is going to be quite interesting by the looks of it. Obviously the new guys that joined right at the back, so bad luck to them, but great to see them move through. We've got 15 runners and riders this time it looks, unless we get very, very late. We've got 40 seconds, which is unlikely, but you never know. It could happen. Got Bruno Ferreira sitting there on pole position. Yes, he is sitting there. He is here. Rob Mason, we're waiting for him to come out of the pits, but he will be in second. Yes, there he is in his BMW as well. In fact, he's changed to a BMW. Philip Morby in third in his BMW. Matthew Allenton in his own skinned Toyota in fourth. We then hit Ed Williams in plain white Civic. Niels Brugman is the first of your weighted drivers in sixth, who seems to have changed once again now. Has he gone to the Toyota now? Jeez, okay. The guy changes cars quicker than a carpet salesman. We've got David Fidek then sat in seventh, also has a weight penalty of 30 kilograms. You go up to Olsen in eighth. That was looking start there, to be honest, from everybody. That's just going on to the formation lap. Eighth is Olsen in his white Civic. Again, he has 45 kilograms of weight. 48 in ninth. Then it comes to 60 kilograms of weight. His BMW. Chris Shepherd last time was a race winner. Comes 75 kilograms of weight penalty. You then hit Potters just behind, who has no weight penalty. Could he swing a surprise and take on those two who have been our front runners so far? Rude, who had a few offs last time out, but hopefully we'll look at what he did in race one and move up the field slightly. So that's in 12th. And then we get into our new runners who haven't the first two races, so they could be stars in the rough here, or they could be back markers. Who knows? So yes, we've got Michael Ayres. Fantastic. We've got Michael Ayres. There's a big, you've watched back to this. I expect a thank you. We then move into Ben Willis. Fantastic, Ben. He's in our lovely stripe, zebra print, I suppose. What do you Aztec print? I don't know what you want to call that. BMW. And then Jacob Reed in your car, my man. Seems to be unfortunately he joined serve last. He gets last for the moment. He's 15th. But nonetheless,
he's experienced in He's experienced in touring cars. He does
you can only go up on there, can't you?
Yeah, he does the race room the esports WTCC series. Currently been in, I think it's Division Split 2. I'm not too sure, but finished quite high up in the Nürburgring Nordschleife race. But let's see what he can do here for me. Hoping we can finish up the front.
Fantastic. It'd be amazing to come up the front from 15th, but we could, anything can happen in these verse grids. We saw it last year, and I'm sure we will see it again this year in this series. Apologies everybody for the shameless plugs all the time for the series, but I really can't stress enough how incredible it is. We did a great job this year in my team, and come and beat us, basically. Come and try and beat us. Come and try and beat Adrian Holm. If you saw him in race 1, he's your current champion. By the sounds of it, will be returning, so let's see if we can knock him off the page. And equally, it's only ever been won by Scandinavians, so if you're not a Scandinavian driver, you haven't got a chance. No, I'm only kidding. Come and join us, see and prove that rule wrong. So we're pulling onto the grid now. Lining up, last coming into place now. Yeah, Reed's there in place. Let's see what these guys who haven't been at the front can do. And we're off. So that's a pretty clean start by Ferreira there. He seems to be a bit cleaner than we've seen previously at the front. We've got Rob Mason coming under pressure from Morby. There's an awful lot happening behind, so you're suddenly ending up with Ed Williams and Fidek. Oh, there's a touch at the back. Oh, unfortunately, the Reed and Rude seems to have dropped there. They're now back at the last two. Ben Willis has jumped up a couple places to 12th. Going back up the field a little bit there. We're still talking Allenton on the back of Morby. We've got Olsen running all over the back of Brugman, who has just gone on through the inside. And oh, there's a touch, and that's him round. That's Olsen off into the barrier as well. He's a couple of people. In fact, spun back onto the track there, so that's good work that Rude didn't hit him there. Quick look, so that was with Brugman and Allenton. Brugman in the red Toyota there in 4th, Allenton there in 5th. Friedek under pressure from Shepherd now, who's moved his way up to 7th. Michael Ayres has got himself up to 8th. In fact, he's been taken by Ben Willis into 8th. He's now into 8th. Let's see where he gets to. So he's now right on the back of Chris Shepherd. Oh, and Friedek has just taken Rob Mason. Rob Mason under even more pressure. Shepherd has got him.
I think that is the end of it for Iris. I think I've just seen Jacob Reed just drop off into the pit lane, and he's just messaged on the thing. The car wouldn't restart, so he basically got the accident, stalled the car, and the car wouldn't restart. So that's basically Iris's day over. Shame for Jacob, but it's nice to see that Michael's managed to climb his way up the order.
That does seem to be a bit. Oh, and Willis is off as well. Apologies, I didn't actually see what happened to him there. But he's still driving. But it looks like he's dropped down to 14th. For him, they were battling massively in there. Let's see what's going on. So we've still got Frere at the front with Morby right on his tail, coming into this finish this first lap here. We've seen an awful lot of action to the first corner. We might see it again. Looking at it, Morby cuts to the inside. Can he get him? He's right alongside now. He's going to be all this braking. We've seen this so many times already. And behind them is Brugman as well, who looked like might try and optimistic for both. But Morby is through, but then cut back from Ferreira. Going to keep this with Brugman right there on their tails as well. This is going to battle on the paint. He's going on 2 wheels. That's 2 wheels for Ferreira. But he keeps it going and loses the place. Then Brugman jumps through the middle, and then they've touched. That's it. I'm afraid Ferreira's round. He's touched 4 or 5 cars, and that's Allenton hit as well. Oh, this I did say race 3 might get a bit dirtier, unfortunately. And Allenton is still in the mix there with Mason and Ayres, I believe that is. Oh, and who's that off into the wall? That is. Oh, and 2 of them. Oh, they're dropping up. Ferreira! Oh, he's crashed. He's lost it. He's got both front and back bumpers gone. Chris Shepherd is coming back through the field as well. I think he had the issue before with Willis. This is Fournier down in 11th as well. Maybe Shepherd and Fournier had the issue, I'm not sure. Rob Mason is out. Ferreira is out. Willis is out. Ed Williams is off the track into the gravel trap. Oh my god, I can't even. So we end up with Morby there. We've now got Brugman right on his tail, chasing him down. We then end up with Friedek sitting there in 3rd. He's had a pretty consistent in that sort of area. Allenton somehow, having tapped most of the car, is now sitting in 4th. But the train behind him of Ayres, who's moved himself up to 5th. Potters and Olsen, who's covering as well, having had that earlier crash, battling away in 2 white Civics there. In fact, looking at it, Olsen might get a run out of him, although Potters has about kept it ahead by the looks of it. Yes, he has. Rude has been taken by Fournier and Shepherd there. Not too surprising, those 2 are going to be battling through. So we've only actually got 10 runners of riders still going now, after all those unfortunate crashes. It is a test race though, so everyone's not been quite as careful as before. Oh, at the front! Sorry, Niels Brugman just about got in front of him on the straight. Morby outbraked him and got in the first corner again. Fantastic. And Friedek watches on as well. Got then, so Brugman there is right on the ragged edge. You can see in that car, he seems much more at home in this Toyota. So if I was him, I'd be picking that one out of the 3 from what looking at doing. Considering he's got weight on that car as well. Only 15 kilograms, but still doing particularly well. Friedek also has weight in 3rd there. 30, whereas Morby has nothing, who's up at the top leading at the moment. Those 3 have all under a second, but they've all pulled away. Allenton sat in 4th, pulled about a second apart from Olsen, well, about 4 seconds apart, sorry, to Olsen now in 5th. Shepherd and Fournier climbing up again, they're now in 7th, following each other up through the field. Ayres and Potters down there, so that looks like a problem there for Potters somewhere, to drop behind Rude, so going a little bit slower than you'd like as well. In fact, he's lost a rear wing there, so I don't know what's quite happened to him there. Ayres' car seems to be all in one piece though, so we'll see what happened to him. He's catching up to Rude. Fournier and Shepherd still battling out, even in 6th and 7th. They've just been doing this the whole 3 races, and we've got Brugman still on the back. So we've got the top 3, all battling away in all 3 different cars. This is what we want to see in ITC. This is what it's all about. 3 different cars, different weight penalties as well. We've got different skill levels. We've got a reverse. Morby was 2nd on the grid, if I remember rightly, Elise. Carrying it.
Yep, was 2nd on the grid at the start.
Fantastic. So, Brugman has got such a good run on the straights there in that Toyota. He even pulls away from Friedek, even with his 50 kilograms, he's catching up to Morby. Getting past them is a whole different matter. Oh, he's trying it though. That's not a great run out by Morby there into second corner. It looks like Brugman might get him. He's on hanging out. And Fidek as well. We might go 3 wide into this one. No, Fidek says better of that. I'll watch them touch paint instead. But looking at it, Brugman has got that sewn up. Yes, he has. Although Morby is now on the inside for this one, and he's gone back for it. He has gone back through. And Fidek could get them both here if he does this undercut. If he does, that's going to be incredible. He's actually got past Brugman into second, but has been cut out of the equation for first. And oh, that's going to be close with Brugman there. Fidek, be careful. And it looks like Fidek might just about keep that ahead. He is ahead, and he's got the inside for this corner, so he should have him into second. And that puts Brugman down to third, but they're right on the tail of each other. He's all letting Morby just a little bit of pressure off him. Now you'd think, you know, no disrespect to Morby, but he hasn't been up there the first 2 races, so this might be a little bit of pressure for him. But I know he's a very experienced guy, particularly in touring cars, so could keep this going right to the end potentially. He's definitely on the ball for the race win here at the moment, particularly if Fidek and Brugman continue this battle, which has now been going on since lap 1 of race 1. We're now, you know, nearly halfway through race 3, and I don't think they've been more than 0.3, 0.5 apart at any point during the race. That's absolutely incredible, at least.
It's just great to see as well as I know a lot of us when I had Jacob testing all the cars. It's just great to see that as we now see the 3 guys, top 3 manufacturers there. It's great to see that all 3 manufacturers are on pace with each other, working with each other, and able to actually keep up front. Chevy haven't been too slow, they haven't been too shabby either. So it's great to know that whatever car you're going to pick, you're going to have a good chance to win the series, and especially with the experienced drivers, you know, it's going to be some great racing.
Obviously, all the cars are pretty evenly matched, although they have got specialty areas, so certain tracks, certain driving styles suit different cars, but ultimately, if they should be driven, they are very, very, very evenly matched, as we are watching here. That was very close into turn 1 as well. We find that they almost had the lead, but got pushed out wide a little bit. It's all very legal and all on the track, and nobody was touched, but it was so close. Oh, Michael Ayres is out. What happened there? DNF. Don't know. He didn't quite make the end of that lap, so I don't know whether he's given up because of damage, maybe.
See if I can find out what's gone on, but I'd probably assume that was damage.
Potters is off as well. Potters is in a gravel trap. Not having the best deal of it with that damage to his back wing. He's obviously really struggling with that car. Still though, he is going round, so credit to him. That's what you need sometimes in these things. It really is. If you keep yeah, to be honest though, he's crashed again on the slowest corner going. So whoever tries, I suppose Fournier and Shepherd still very close together in 6th and 7th. They've been battling away. Allenton there, I've seen in the wall. Now dropping himself down to 7th. Doesn't look like any damage on the car. I don't know what's run, but it looked like he was in the wall there on the. Seems to all be back up to speed, maybe. So he looks fine. He's dropped down to 7th though. Fidek. Oh, how did I miss that? Where did Fidek take the lead? What happened there? But anyway, we've got Brugman in 2nd and Philip Morby in 3rd.
Fidek took the lead. Fidek took the lead just at the start of the 3rd sector. Just seen it as a thank you, Argo, for actually posting his lead fight still. But just seeing that Argo, it looked like the leader made a slight mistake going in, so it went very wide. The other 2 guys taking the normal line and just been mugged off by both of them, not having the run that he needed.
Morby's got himself back up into 1st. Morby got a little bit of rough there, but he did a great run down into the 3rd. And Brugman is now also going to try and take Fidek. So Fidek in the space of about 3 corners looks like he might have gone from 1st to 3rd, like Morby did, as you were saying there. Oh no, he's gone 2nd. It's alright, he managed to keep hold of it, he's managed to cut Brugman up there. All legally, but aggressive driving in these cars.
Yeah, at least in these cars you have a bit more room to have a bit of argy-bargy. It's not against the rules, we allow a bit of bumping and barging because rubbing is racing, but we obviously, if it's a purposeful bump and run, we're not allowing that. But it's great to see that these guys are close, having a bit of an argy-bargy with each other and still racing cleanly, so it's great to see these guys having some fun out in these cars.
Oh, fantastic. It absolutely is. And equally, who's there once again behind these 3? Olsen, he's caught right up onto the back of this now. He's owned right onto the back of Brugman and Fidek. And in fact, Fournier is there. Fournier is a 2nd behind that. And he's got all that weight penalty, and but again, I don't know how Shepherd's 3 seconds behind Fournier. They were right beside each other. They maybe had a little bit of an off there. but he's right coming out to the back of these three, and there's nothing saying that these guys can't get the win. And that's kind of the point. They've not rushed through to the front so far, which we saw last year. It was probably slightly too easy to get through having your reverse grid. But having a reverse grid of 10, they're still not there. Right, we've got Brugman and Fiduk side by side to this first corner, second and third. Fiduk has the inside line though. The next corner will what was a front bumper there? Was that Fiduk's front bumper? Yes, it was. Fiduk's front bumper is gone. That's not really how that car should look, but he's to affect him that much. Morby getting very squiggly coming out of there. Oh, and there you go. Olsen through on Brugman. Said he's getting involved. Oh, and in fact cuts in front of Brugman when he hadn't quite finished past, so that them both off slightly, but they have both kept going. So that now brings Olsen into third, Brugman into fourth, and Fournier right onto the back of this now. So he's now right behind Brugman. So we've got the top 5 all within 1.3 seconds. Wow. And we're just over half distance.
Just missing the Chevy Cruise, and then we've got every single car in the top 5.
And,
we've got
Olsen just lunged out of nowhere there, using Fiduk's car a bit on the side, and then taking second. Olsen is on the move. Look at this, and then Brugman trying to take Fiduk as well. Is that damage with Fiduk a bit? That might be slowing him down quite a bit. But Olsen is right over the back of Moore. In his they bump all over these curves. Oh, Fiduk on 2 wheels. That doesn't go as quickly, mate. If you do that, honestly, Brugman right there as well. And whilst all this is going on, Fournier's just sitting there. What is going on? Right, Olsen for the lead. Oh, he just got pushed onto the side there. He's very aggressive. But Morby decided to slam the door there. No, mate, there's no space. You're not coming past. And he had to go onto the grass a little bit, but kept second place. And he's now under pressure from Fiduk, who has a much better run out of this. And in fact, he's going to really struggle to keep hold place of this first corner at this rate. Fiduk going to the inside already, but Olsen does have that pace. Doesn't have as much of a. Oh, he does have some weight actually. Lied. He did quite well. Oh no, that's some touching. That's unfortunate. That was Fiduk touching the back there of Olsen, and that's pushed Olsen off. To be honest, and that's Olsen out and all the way down to 5th. In the meantime, Brugman did nip past them both and nip into 2nd. So they're all still there, but tension will be rising because Fournier there is now 4th, and Chris Shepherd in 6th is coming right onto the back of them as well. We're now at the stage where we've got our 5th is now Olsen taking on Fournier right side by side. In fact, Morby is now being challenged by Brugman. We've got Fiduk there being challenged by Fournier. Fournier is being challenged by Olsen, and Olsen now Shepherd for company. This is incredible stuff. Where else do you find 6th? Oh, sorry, I was going to say where do you find anything, but now we've got Olsen taking on Fournier, and he does. It outbraked him into the corner there. In fact, Fournier ended up going off slightly. He's now in the clutch, potentially. So Fournier drops down to 5th. He has all that weight, so it's very hard to stop those cars with 75 kilograms of weight on board. Absolutely incredible stuff to be able to keep going with this. I don't want this to stop. We've got plenty of racing still to go, but we're going to get to the end here. But Brugman is now coming up. Morby's got a good run out of there. Get anywhere, there's not really anywhere to go, but he's trying. He's right all over the back of him, being towed along. We've got now 6 cars all within 2 seconds of each other, including Shepherd. 2 seconds between 1st and 6th. Can we get a closer finish than the last time out, where it was 0.77? I would put it past this race at the moment. And Brugman, in fact, he's got a much better run, but Morby's forcing him out to the outside of this first corner. Technically ahead at the moment, but Brugman has the inside line, and looks like he's going to try and outbrake him, and he doesn't quite. Oh, he does, and forces Brugman ever so slightly wide, so it's going to be a right run into the second corner. Fiduk's right there as well. In fact, he's stuck behind Morby slightly, and Morby still hangs on just, but they touch with Brugman, and they both got tank slappers on. That would have given Fiduk, and then Fiduk turns though, unfortunately, with Brugman not being able to see what's gone on. And Brugman's hit Fiduk. And then, it's a bit of a mess now, unfortunately. Shame. Fiduk and Shepherd off into the gravel, into the wall. We've got Fournier, jumped them both. Olsen's, so Morby is now going to have a little bit of respite. With Brugman behind. Olsen now up into 3rd. Fournier into 4th. This is now becoming a race of attrition. Shepherd is out. So he's now out from 7th after that contact with Fiduk. Fiduk does keep going though, because he knows that actually only got to catch up like 2 seconds, and he's right there again. Allenson having a very, very quiet race on his own in 6th, unfortunately, behind. And Rude is also still going around in 7th, so credit to him. So we've got Morby up front, who's under a second ahead of Niels Brugman, who's got Olsen for company right behind, with Fournier with weight behind that. Fidek's starting to catch them back up again. He's got to catch up 2 seconds. So we're down really down to 4, maybe 5 if Fidek can catch up. Let's see what's going on. This is losing my voice here then, at least. Okay, so they're a little bit line astern for the moment. I don't know whether they're waiting for David Fidek to catch up or what. That'd be very polite if they are. I don't think they're quite that nice. But Morby will be enjoying this at the moment. A little bit of respite. This is probably the first time he's had to go around turn 1 in a while where he hasn't got that much pressure. Brugman is still there, but he's not close enough to do anything this time. Caught up. So he's been caught right up behind. Yeah, he's right up on him. Nobody made any differences that time around. Crazy stuff though when you. Just think though, Fournier is there sat in 4th with 60 kilograms of weight penalty. You've also got Olsen there in 3rd, who's got 45 grams of. Fidek there in 5th with 30 grams of. Brugman is 2nd with 15 grams of weight. So, what's happened to Fournier there? Is Fournier lagging maybe? Or was he gone? Have I missed him? Dropped my screen behind Fidek. I don't know what's quite gone on there. Oh, anyway, so we've got...
Yeah, some very, very, very heavy lag there.
We've got, the front, up the front. Oh, everybody's crashed. Oh, just literally Morby. We had Brugman went off and tapped Morby. Morby then spun and tapped Olsen. Olsen kept going though, but that did mean then that Morby was facing the wrong way. He's now in a barrier at the moment. Brugman kept going but has had that off, so Olsen managed to get them both. So we now have Olsen in the lead, followed by Brugman, and then Fidek now gets himself back into 3rd. Poor Morby, who had the crashes now. Fournier is now out completely. So now down to 6 runners and riders. This is getting a bit of. Keep going, you'll be on the podium this rate, Rude. So we've got. Morby doesn't seem to have received any damage, but he did spend some time backwards, so he's now about 15 seconds off the leader. Allington manages to find himself back into 4th. He's barely seen anyone this second half of this race, but finds himself in 4th, 10 seconds behind. So we're down to 3 really. We've got Olsen, we've got Brugman and Fidek. We're a little bit more spread out, but only a second between each of them. And we've still got one lap left, 2 laps left. Let me just check. There. Because we're on the final lap. So this is lap 11. Right. So Brugman, what happened there? Olsen. Did Olsen just outbrake himself? No, Brugman got the lead though, just there on the out of the second corner, on the final lap. Sorry, I missed that, chaps. See what went on there? Olsen, he crashed? Wow, he's off again. So Fidek's now up into 2nd. Allington might end up inheriting 3rd at this rate. Sorry, that was I did ask you a question, but then it shot you myself. So we've now got Allington on the back of Olsen.
I was about to say, Olsen's just rolled it. That's how Fidek got into 2nd. Olsen just rolled it completely, rolled his Civic over, which is I've not seen yet. Got it on the 2 wheels, rolled it over.
And he's gone again. The suspension light's gone. That's Olsen out. I'm afraid he tried to brake and couldn't. That. So Allington took him anyway. So yeah, and there he is to the garage. So we now got Allington, who's also off into the gravel on his own, being caught by Morby potentially now. So Brugman though out in front, followed by Fidek. The absolute crazy race. So we've now got 5 runners and riders. Told you, Rude, keep going, mate. You might get this at this rate. Stay on the lead lap. Who knows? Fidek's car doesn't look quite right either. He seems to be having a bit of a problem out on the exit of corners. Brugman seems absolutely fine, in all honesty. Allington down in 3rd in 12 seconds behind, just getting that to the now on this final lap. But Morby is there to pounce 3 seconds behind, and he'll be really annoyed he didn't win. Knowing Morby, we could see quite Fidek saying "wait for me." And anyway, so Niels Brugman gets the win. Fidek comes 2nd. We're going to have a bit of a wait before Allington, but those 2 are your front 1st and 2nd there. Allington comes through, flashing his lights in 3rd. Morby in 4th, and we're going to wait 2nd or so for Rude, but he is going to come home 5th, which granted, is pretty good going for him, I must say. He'll have finished all 3 races, which is no mean feat at all. Some of these guys don't just get anywhere near that, so might even see some drivers see us. But that was wow. Okay, so your podium was Roman Fidek and Allington. What on earth went on there? That was.
I don't think any of us could have predicted that podium whatsoever. No matter, like, there was just everything went on that race. Like, there was chaos, utter confusion, and even we were confused.
Well, that's just. I mean, well, I wouldn't say. I'd take that with a little pinch of salt, guys. That isn't the normal racing standard. You don't normally have that many. This is a lot less prepared because they've had their mod only a couple of days. Equally, everyone's sort of going, "Oh, push these cars to the limits and see what's going on." Why not try and win it? Because it's a test event. You don't get any penalised. You don't get your license points taken off. You don't anything like that. So it's a little bit of fun. Normally quite that bad. If you came and did some of the driving that you might find yourself with grid penalties and time penalties and all that sort of stuff going forwards. So just take that in mind. Watch back some of maybe last season and have a look at what went on there, and you'll know what I mean. We'll hang around a little bit. What if anyone does want to come and join us potentially and talk about the situation, what happened in the event. I suppose it's worth going through one final time, eh? So this is the International Touring Cup. If you just watched all of that and you enjoy it, or you can watch more. We're going to be doing this as a full series for 8 rounds come the start of August. You'll find all about that on and on Facebook. If you'd like to get involved though as a team owner or a driver or both maybe, again, get involved in the forum, get involved in the Discord, look out on the site. All the details will be coming up this weekend, including the whole including the whole calendar and everything going forward, and when you can apply. Applications for teams will be opened this weekend. There'll be 15 teams being allowed. You also have to put car choice at that stage to have tested the mod before you have to do that and choose your car, because I think you'll be using that one for the whole season. You can't change per race or to anything like that, like we've seen in this test event. Get logged into the forum, www.gpvwc.com. Join us on Discord, join us on the forums, get signed up to the website. If you get stuck, ask anybody, ask the Facebook group, ask everybody, ask me, ask Elise, ask anybody. There's loads of us around that will be more than helpful. See, if you've never driven GPVWC before, this is the Touring Car Championship. It's a free championship because it's an independent series. We run a series alongside the career ladder that does cost, but this is the independent series that's free. The races will be done every other Thursday. At the opposite Thursdays to when the Super League runs. So the actual calendar of dates is up on the website, but the tracks are not yet. So you can wait till the weekend, or if you're impatient, you want to sort out your social calendar before you race, you can do that now because we tell you the dates already. So booking those days off in advance. In the meantime, though, I need to see what's going on. So I've got a chat to us.
Yeah, as I say, in the meantime, we have David Fidek with us. So hey, David, well done for the podium. That was absolutely chaotic.
Just a bit, yeah.
Yes, that was a little bit mad, wasn't it, David? But somehow you were right up there all the time, and yeah. Place your bumper's on about turn 2. Do you want to go and get that as well before you come back?
Yeah, I might ask Tobias to pay for that.
I don't know, was it Tobias or was it me you hit?
I hit you, but like we was just dodging Tobias most of the time. But like, yeah, Chris Shepherd's a complete joke. He like no, I'm joking. No, it's good fun. It was good fun. Yeah, I'm not on pace as the rest of the guys. I'm not too good on tin tops. Can't set them up. But yeah, it's good fun. It's a good laugh, and it was good racing between me and yep.
Who won?
You and Brugman.
That's the one.
Yeah,
Brugman. Yeah.
You did seem to like. You reminded me of like a parent with a child on one of those ropes that you can't get away from. Like you were just always within about a metre of each other for 3 races. What's like? Do you want to get a room after? Is it what's going on?
As long as he pays for it, yeah. I don't know.
Oh well.
Photos.
Yeah. Rates on. But yeah,
it was good. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it's a shame Philip got hit off last lap because he was defending really well, and
I'm not sure if I got hit off or I just hit myself off. Don't worry.
Yeah, look, should we go?
That would have been good.
That links in. Should we go to Morby? Did you enjoy your chip and your spin?
It hashtag Morbitrain. It was just, I literally started the race, and obviously Rob and whoever, Susan Ferreira, kind of take each other out, and I was like, all these cars behind me are catching me up. I'll just keep parking on the apex and see what happens. And it literally was. It was just, as long as I stay ahead, they won't hit me. And then, yeah, sadly, it kind of, someone will be a few tenths up, catch me on the straight, and then they'll go back, get caught in the field, and sadly, I just couldn't keep it going. I didn't do it for, what, 6 laps, I think it was? So I'm pretty happy with that.
It was impressive stuff, I must be saying. It was kind of like they were all sort of like grouped behind and went, right, now your turn. You go and try and get past him. Oh, that didn't work. Right, your turn. Right, go and give it a go.
And I was kind of playing that of the, well, if they keep all having a go, and then they all keep falling back, hopefully they won't have any tyres left. And then, yeah, it was me without... First time I've driven the BMW tonight.
This is what we were saying on stream, is that actually, yeah, event, and everyone's still learning the cars, and everyone's learning what's going on, and what the limits are. And actually, third race as well. I mean, I know you guys saw what went on.
Elbows out.
But, I mean, my God, 6 finishes? I mean, oh, sorry, 5 finishes, sorry. Apologies.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a bit mental. And we had people joining races and hadn't driven the other races and such. So I think that Elise's man Reed has now set the record, I think, for any GPVWC event. As on debut, I think we're counting it in meters, I think, for how long he's done, rather than anything else. But nonetheless, good on him. But yes, did you enjoy your time in the sun there, Philip?
Yeah, it was fun while it lasted. It's just that chicane, the sector 3, the uphill left. You kind of come into it in 4th gear. You have to make sure you don't take too much curb and flip it like a few Hondas did. Down to 2nd, and then it's just down to 1st. Where do you put the power down? You end up pointing at the apex. It was just that's a nightmare corner for me. I don't know how you guys felt about that one. If you guys were doing it. Don't all scream and shout at the same
silence,
time.
everybody.
I wasn't even listening. What? Say that again.
Oh, well, that's disrespect, David. Like, that's just...
That sector 3 chicane, the left-right, uphill. How were you finding it? Because it was just a night. I think I took it 11 different ways during that race.
Right. I was just trying to find my way around you rather than the chicane. You just had so many lines.
There was some impressive ones there. I mean, I still remember Friday trying to get past you on 2 wheels at one. Probably a brilliant highlight of mine. Nearly went on to 1 at once.
Please tell me you got the race 2 Allington 2-wheel finale. That was probably one of my highlights of this evening. So basically, I got tapped by Rob Mason. Not his fault, his tyres had gone. Spun round, we're both on the racing line of the last corner. And Allington takes the right-hander in 4th gear. He's on 2 wheels and then realises he can't turn right because me and Rob are there. And just goes around the outside of us on 2 wheels. It was kind of demoralisingly good.
Well, yeah, fantastic from you guys, really was to watch. I thoroughly enjoyed it all. There was a few interesting standards, shall we say, I think, up and down the field in that final race. Overall, I think we can probably say from David and Philip that was... You must come away from that going, that was fun.
Yes. Yeah, it was a fun evening. Like I said, I just hope that people are now watching this and then going, yeah, I fancy a bit of that. Yeah, race 3 was a bit too much elbows out, but we see that in real touring cars. We all watch the British Touring Car Championship. We all kind of see race 3 shenanigans occurring. But yeah, I think it's the cars, you know, they were quite fun to drive. It's learning now the setup. It's learning the tracks. It's finding out what days it's going to be on. You know, all stuff that I'm sure is going to come out of GPVWC soon. Yeah, the future is looking interesting for ITC.
Yeah, and looking at stream chat now, Fabian Argo just laughing with us, just saying at least I finished. I think that was basically the rule for race 3. At least I finished.
Oh, to finish, what's it? To finish first. First, you have to finish. So yeah, it's looking good.
Absolutely. Well, we've got Chris in here as well. We haven't spoken to him yet. Chris, I want to speak to you about how on earth are you starting that car off? Have you got a jetpack in it? What's going on? Like, that's incredible. For 3 races, you jumped that start. It was
Good chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Chris.
Back to me and Philip.
Chris.
Back to the studio.
A man of few words, but great driving. Okay. Fair enough. Someone wake him up. Has he just died? What's going on there? He's obviously talking about the that many contract offers straight away that he's now had to like bat them all back and ignore us, which is lovely of him.
Like
it was different. I was just going to say it was different seeing Fidock in a open wheeler. It's like he's catching me up. He's not in an open wheeler. What do I do now?
Yeah,
imagine me, David, though. He was probably thinking the same thing. What do I do? What do I do?
I just want to
David's just not used to it, but I've found a pretty few guys I want to have a look at and probably try and contact contracts. But it was really enjoyable to watch, even though it was quite a interesting race through. Let's put it that way, with many cars going on two wheels and one of them even rolling, which I was waiting for, just the inevitable to happen. It was quite interesting just to see the fact that David Fiddick still managed to keep competitive pace, even without a front bumper on that car, which is probably somewhere in turn two. We'll let one of the marshals sell that on eBay for about 300 quid. You know, get it signed maybe later. But yeah, let's hope the rest of the season is as good as this was.
No, I didn't even realise I lost the bumper. I just thought because I hit the car, the suspension was broke. But there we go. All right.
Yeah,
I've got an excuse now. Thanks.
It made your car look it really did. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, chaps. It was great watching. I hope you will take part in the full series in a month's time, nearly. As I've been telling everybody in the stream, you'll be sick of saying it now. All the details out this weekend. Like I say, you can find the dates out already on the calendar on the website, but the actual tracks and the applications will be open this weekend. So you can get hold of this mod now, though. Get onto GPVWC.com. The forums on there as well, where you can download the mod through the SimSync. Get it on, get it trying it. There's a practice server up as well, so you can try it out against the other guys and see how you compare, or try it offline, see how you're doing, test all the different cars out, because decision on what on earth you want to drive when you get around to it. We're after 15 teams, we're after 30 drivers. We're after the best of the best, but we're also after the dedicated, the fun, the interesting, and anybody who hasn't tried it before, come along. This is the great way to try it. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to join. It doesn't cost you anything to enter. It's an independent series. It's a great way to join in with GPWC, even if you aren't a huge touring car fan, or if you are a huge touring car fan. We accept everybody here. We don't discriminate if you're a touring car fan. Basically, we've just, let's wrap this up, shall we? So we've got, what have we got going on? So this was just an event. We're in the summer break at the moment, so there's not a lot of action for few weeks on track, but you do find out from the calendar that we get at the start of August, everything kicks again with ITC and full ladder series as well. So make sure you follow the Facebook page, join the Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you'll get the notifications when it goes live. Go on to GPVWC.com and on the forum as well, and make sure that we can get in touch. And if you don't know anything, join the Discord, chat to somebody, and someone will help you out and get you involved. I've been Mike Pitman. I've been joined by Elise Skinner, and thank you to Argo for doing our cameras as well. We haven't even mentioned him. Thank you once again to Philip, David, and we shall see you another time. Bye for now.
Bye.